I never thought I'd get charged for it. When I got charged, my head spun.
I can imagine.
My head spun. So I was there and I was like, we're charging you, blah, blah, blah. I'm not giving you bail. That's what, and I was like, what? Like, I ain't ducking that. When they said that, bro, my head just went, that I actually felt my equilibrium. You know, when someone punches you in the ear, your equilibrium kind of goes off. I felt raw. I was like, wait, can I sit down? Can I sit down?
Hello guys, welcome to another episode. Today we're here with a special guest, someone who has been instrumental in playing a successful role in the most successful Sunday League team in the world. We have Mitch with us today.
Come on. Love that, man. Thanks for having me.
Nah, definitely, bro.
It's good that you said world, by the way.
Of course.
Is that what they say on their
Of
video?
course, yeah. The most successful Sunday League team in the world.
Say no more. Come on.
Yes.
So yeah, you know what? Me and Mitchell, we go back school days. So over 15, 20 years now.
Yeah.
We've known each other, do you get what I mean? So to see how far you lot have come with the SC Dons, it's only right that we bring someone like Mitch over here to give us a background about how they started, the success of it, you know, the failures in between it, what made you, what broke you, and historically, just as a youngster, you know, how you became who you are today.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk about ordinary people. It's not always about the people that's millions or whatever views. Ordinary people, where they are today, how did they get there, what their future plans are, just so that other ordinary people watching this can learn from us, can, you know, not make the mistakes that probably we made.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, start from us, man. Young age, where was you, where did you live, all that kind of stuff.
Well, before I met yourself, I used to live a place called Leos Road, which I don't live too far from now actually, which is like Evergreen Ways, which is Lewisham, basically. And I used to go primary school there, which I used to go primary school with one of the founders of SC Dons and the goalkeeper from SC Dons, Big G, and Donny Jones himself. So yeah, man, that's where I grew up, which is not far from down here, to be fair. And
What school was that?
so I went primary school. I went called St. Winifred's.
Where's that?
It's literally down the road from me. You know, it's about 2 minutes.
These primary schools have the maddest names, you know that?
Yeah, St. Winifred's.
Okay.
St. Winifred's. So I used to go in their infant school and their primary school. So I went to infant school and that's when I met Donny Jones. And then when I got to the last year of my infant school before I hit primary school, that's when I met the goalkeeper of SC Dons, Big G, because he moved literally next door to me. I lived on at 302. He lived at 301.
Wow.
That's how, you know what I mean? That's how I met them.
So two of the guys in your team now, you knew them from that age?
From that age, yeah, from young. So I went nursery of Donny Jones, and then, as I said, once I got to year 2, that's when I met G, and then we just became friends and been friends to this day. Do you know what I mean? And
then after that?
So after all of that, primary school and stuff, I went secondary, went Thomas Tallis. Thomas Tallis, yeah. Legendary school. I didn't really want to go there though. I didn't really want to go there. Because I wanted to go bonus passer with my boys, because obviously Drew and G were my boys. And my mum was like, no, you're not going there.
Yeah.
And she only had I was either going to go Northbrook, which, to be fair, if I went Northbrook, it would have been like, I could have, if school started at 9, I could have left at 9. I could have left at like 8:57. That's how close I lived there. Yeah. But then so the mum said, "Nah, we're going Tallis." So went Tallis.
Who was your first friend in Tallis?
Roberto.
It was waiting for you to say something.
Well, you didn't get there till year 8 though.
No.
So in year 7.
Roberto was your first boy?
Yeah, and the reason why is because where I lived in Heather Green,
there was
a park. There was a park before Lee Green, and I used to go there a lot, and that's how I met Roberto there. So I met him there first, and then one day I remember, I think the first day of secondary school, he come up to me and goes, "Oh yeah, you're Mitchell," and I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "We should be friends."
Yeah.
And that was it. I said, "Alright, cool." Like,
yeah, but he lived around the corner from you as well.
Yeah, but like I didn't know him until year 6.
Yeah,
I didn't know him until year 6. And it's not until year 6 that I met him.
Yeah.
So we just started being brethren from there, and we was literally cool from there.
Yeah.
And then obviously my other friend was Chris
Makoko, big yourself up.
Younger drama, as he used to call himself.
Yeah.
But that was my 2 good friends in thingy. And then I said, look, I made many friends in year 7, and then year 8. Big man came forward. Big man Abdi.
First
you know what
day.
I mean? Screw face, tight top. You know the ones there. Bro, I remember Abdi, fam. This brother used to give me so much
That's a
jokes,
tight
fam. This brother used to give me the most
Come
jokes
on.
in secondary school, fam.
I'm sure the first day I had a fight with Trev.
You did.
Do you remember?
Yeah, you.
After school,
Who's Trevor?
there was a kid called Trevor. If he's watched this, he's
Nah,
watching
Trevor's
this.
cool. We follow each other on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Trevor's my friend.
Trevor's
come on.
blessed, man. But nah, Talis was a good school, but at the same time, our year was full of wrong uns, though.
It
Man.
was.
Full of wrong uns, but you
A
know.
lot of schools were, I think,
Yeah.
between say early 2000s and 2010. I think a lot of schools had. It's only
They-
after 2010 that a lot of schools
lot
were
rebranded.
rebranded. Yeah.
Yeah, rebranded.
For intellectual wise,
It was
all
decent.
right.
It was decent. Yeah.
It wasn't like a backwards
Yeah,
school.
academics wise, it wasn't known to be that bad.
Yeah.
It had a lot of bad kids that went to school.
That's what it was.
especially obviously it being in the middle of South London 1st and foremost,
Yeah, yeah.
and obviously Ferrier
Ferrier.
Estate was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it had you know what I mean, and then obviously there was a couple guys that me, you, Chris, Indar, we all came from Lucian Borough.
Yeah, yeah.
My mum thinking that she's gonna send me to this borough that's gonna be better or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly the same
which
mindset
made no
my dad
sense.
had. Yeah,
which
yeah.
made no sense.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still in South London. I'm only a stone's throw away from Lucian.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna end up in a. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, but so yeah. Academics wise, it was alright.
Yeah.
The way the school looked though, oh man,
It was a.
I swear my life Feltham looked better.
a
Big man thing, Feltham looked present. If you looked at Feltham and then you looked at Talis when we went Talis,
Yeah.
you'd think Talis was the prison.
It was.
That's how bad it looked.
Yeah.
That
That's probably.
grey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it was
windows was dingy.
outdated, bro.
Not a lot of funding in schools back
There
in the
was
day,
no
and
funding,
hence
bro.
why it was.
No
what it
funding
was.
in our school, bro. Bro, I felt like
what?
every other school looked good.
Elton Green, which I came from, was
Yeah.
very high standard. The grass was on point.
Yeah.
There was
But say you judge the
Well, of
class
course.
of a
Yeah.
school by how
No,
how
because
sharp the
like,
grass is cut.
no, because the truth is the way when you look at a school, because
The presentation.
like even St Joseph's Academy looked like a really good school on the outside,
Yeah.
but it was a bad school reputation wise.
Yeah.
Our school had a decent reputation academics wise. It wasn't
just
the
looked-
greatest, but it wasn't rubbish. But the way it looked, I honestly feel that it was the worst looking school that I've ever seen in my life.
course.
It was terrible the way our school looked.
Yeah,
It was atrocious,
It
bro.
was. We didn't even have 3 floors. We had 2 floors.
Yeah, bro.
We had
Like,
2 floors and it used to extend all the way around.
it was so bad. Dead concrete, one glazing, no double glazing. One glazing.
I don't remember all of this.
Hey,
details,
Well,
man.
I remember it because it was cold.
Yeah.
When it was cold in the school,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
it was
cold.
cold. Yeah, yeah,
That's probably why they gave us hoodies, man.
And them dead fleeces. I remember my mum gave me one. I was like, Mum, man, I'm not rocking this in
Yeah,
school. Man.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get moved to. If I rock this in school, bro. Allow it, man.
And the
Dead
Looney.
fleece.
I remember the back of it used to have the name of that Looney something Loop.
Loop, yeah.
Remember
yeah,
the
yeah,
colourful
little
apples?
the apple, yeah.
That was the name of it.
But bro, that school looks so bad. It really did.
I think looking back, it probably did. I didn't see it when I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't
first.
notice
You
it.
probably enjoyed the vibe and
Yeah,
the
probably.
atmosphere.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed the vibe,
Yeah.
but I do remember when I looked at the school, I used to think to myself, "Raw, this school looks bad," you know.
Yeah.
Like, because I used to go, like, anytime you went to another school, I used to think to myself, "Raw, their building looks so sick."
Yeah, but when we were playing football against them, I was like,
Yeah, like, oh, their building looks so nice.
A lot of schools have kind of upped their game now. I go to Deptford Green. It's no longer in the
Deptford
primary
Green,
location. Now it's in another location, and it just looks.
It looks so good.
Official.
You know what I mean?
Talis
Yeah.
now looks mad.
it does. I've drove past it.
Talis now looks mad.
They moved it all the way across, yeah.
Bro, I went past Blackheath Blue Coast the other day. Completely changed.
Mm.
All these schools have done a madness. Like
Yeah.
the way they've changed it. Like it's all called Harris Academy, Mallory,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is
Fun-
it's down the
fun-
road.
Yeah, which is crap back in the day.
But now look at it.
Yeah.
And a couple of the boys in the Dons team, they went to that school, but they didn't go. It wasn't called Mallory at that point. I always used to say to them, you know, your school was bad
That was
before
the
you got
worst.
there. You know,
It
it was
was
a
the
terrible
worst.
school.
Yeah,
They used to say seriously, yeah, bro, like.
Yeah.
Schools back then were terrible, and Mallory was one of the top ones. That was really
that
bad.
and Telegraph Hill.
Yeah.
Telegraph Hill.
I heard.
You know when
about-
Telegraph.
I hear about it all the time. Telegraph.
You know Telegraph was a bad school because by the time we got to year 8, I swear it got disbanded.
I don't even know.
It got disbanded.
Okay.
That's mad.
Yeah, one of them schools, Eaglesfield, another one, disbanded.
And they changed their name so many times. Hatching Wood,
Yeah.
Telegraph Hill.
Yeah.
Rebranding it.
When you
You
keep
know,
doing that, you know there's an issue. Do you know what I
There's
mean?
an issue because you need
Yeah.
to get away from the bad reputation.
See,
Cool.
Fast forward now, yeah.
Mm.
You're 18 years old, and you find yourself in prison.
Mm.
So what happened between secondary school and you being 18 that kind of led you down that path?
I think it's because I'm an Abdi, you know.
He said like
I'm joking.
He said that's when the bad luck
Hey, no, it's like, look, do you know what? Like,
even in school, bro, there's so many things we can talk about.
yeah, I know.
That happened in school that you just think.
Do you know what incident? I remember you and bloody Chris with the moped.
That was my first time I got
That was
arrested.
funny.
That was so dumb.
Chris cried, by the way.
That was so dumb.
Yeah.
That
that's
was
mad.
so dumb. I couldn't believe. I was thinking, you are so stupid,
We
bro.
were stupid. I had
No, I
a
remember.
I had a speed fighter.
This is the funny thing. I actually remember the moped incident.
Oh, you remember it?
Yeah, because I think you were in year 10, year 11, something like
No,
that.
it was year 11 because they weren't allowed to come to the NRA.
Yeah,
Was
bro.
it- was it-
And
11?
I remember they said they weren't allowed to come to the NRA because of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, bro, you man just done a madness,
I had
bro.
a speed fighter.
I felt like they left me. I felt like I'm the only one who's left. He had to go to this stupid NRA. Yeah.
I was like, forget that anyway. Who's going to a prom, bro, and get all dressed up to be dancing? Forget that, bro. But yeah, I remember we came with he was on the back of me,
Yeah.
and I was driving my speed fighter. I don't know if it was stolen or it was legit.
It was stolen.
Was it stolen? This guy's the guy who stole
It was
it.
stolen. We did not. We were 15, 16. We had no legit pet fam. We had no legit.
I don't
pet
know
fam.
how. I must have bought it anyway, but it was stolen probably.
Yeah.
And it's the audacity
Yeah.
to drive it to school, go inside the school, park it up in school,
Yeah.
go to your lesson, come out for lunchtime,
Yeah.
and then we drove around at lunchtime, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we got arrested. And
Yeah.
Chris was like,
This was balling.
bro, I didn't even know you was stolen.
Chris was balling because he probably gonna get licks right home, bro.
Bro, we was on the same bus going back, yeah?
Yeah.
His dad is there, my dad is there, and you know, we both know our parents.
Yeah.
So we're both looking at each other like, and my dad is quiet. But
Yeah.
you know, as soon as you get in, the beatings, bruv. The beatings. So that's the first time we got arrested, I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, 11.
Do you know what it was? Like, as you were saying about when I went prison, like, so yeah, as I said, I was quite boisterous in primary school. So I got excluded and expelled quite a lot, to be fair. And also in secondary, I did get excluded. I did get excluded quite a lot in secondary school. Let me not lie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I was very hard to keep entertained. I was very hard for teachers to kind of like. How can I explain?
What's that group that you lot was in
When?
that I wasn't invited to?
Was it like a group
Like-
chat or something?
No, there was like just a bunch of black kids. You, Theo, Chris.
Bro, that was because they thought it was bad use, man. That was that's
no invitation.
yeah. I don't think you should have been in that class, Abdi, fam. Trust me, because it wasn't good anyway. Do you know what?
Okay. We used to take you lot on trips.
No.
There was that black guy who was like the mentor.
I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah, it weren't good. it weren't good, bro.
Yeah.
It weren't good.
Okay.
But yeah, that type of stuff happened. As I said, I used to get excluded quite a lot, and then once I started leaving secondary school, you know, I never still. I feel like 16 is such an early age to leave school because you don't actually know what you want to do. You're still such a child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't really know what you want to do.
But you think that's more down to the school system or just the way things are? Like, for example,
be a
a
multitude of
16-year-old say in another part of the world is supposed to be seen like Somalia, for example. A 16-year-old,
You're a big man.
you're a big man basically.
Yeah, but society and culture over in Somalia is completely different from Western culture.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
So your culture is going to be a bit more. It's going to be a bit more driven to just solely based on your culture. You know what I mean? Whereas we got so many different ones over here. One culture can't just hold down one person. Can't dominate. Does that make sense? And society is different. What we appreciate over here is completely different because you're right. Because I know so many cases where you hear like I always hear a lot of Jamaicans tell me that, or even British Jamaicans tell me that in Jamaica the school system's better over there than it is here.
Yeah.
And I just think, man, is it wonder why that is or whatever, blah blah blah. But I always seem to find that in a lot of these types of countries that their schooling is better because I think they appreciate education way more than we do. I can imagine in Somalia they appreciate education way more than we do.
Facts.
I know in Jamaica they do, and if you don't, well, you'll find out from your auntie, your uncle.
You're paying tuition fees.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You'll find out soon enough. My auntie just one of my my dad's eldest sister, she went back to Jamaica. Few years after I came out of jail, and she's over there doing schooling for people over there. Do you know what I mean? She was born over there and stuff like that. So she appreciated, as I said, they appreciate education more over here. And sometimes I feel like teachers over here don't really want to teach.
Some.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Some. I don't.
For sure.
Sometimes I feel like they don't want to teach, or they don't want to bother to teach you, or do you know what I mean? Or they don't know how to speak to certain type of people.
Their heart ain't in it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of teachers didn't know how to speak to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to pretend that it's all their fault. That I might not have had the goodest grades. There's also what was going on at home. But my mum didn't have a lot of time because she's working. That, you know what I mean? I have to kind of fend for myself, but I have to look after myself to a degree because my sister's 5-6 years older than me. She's got her own things to do. You know what I mean? My relationship with my dad's very up and down type of thing. So, and I'm not I wasn't born with the like smarts like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of that played into my mindset to a degree, and I think I probably felt that myself. I'm thinking, raw, like, and you as a kid, you said we were talking about earlier about ego. You think, I'll make it my way anyway, whatever type of thing. And then when I left secondary school, I got arrested 2-3 months after that, or something like that, with a hammer. In the middle of Lewisham, 40-50 man deep, planning to go central.
Okay.
Planning to go central.
Yeah.
At the middle of the night. It's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I get caught with a hammer in my bag.
It was on a bus, wasn't you?
It was on a bus, yeah. Outside when the bus station used to be there.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2006.
Okay.
2006.
Did you ring me, or how did I know about it? I remember someone was telling me, or you told me after.
I might have been one with because at that time everyone was rolling together.
You was one of the youngsters on a bus, probably.
Someone must have rang. So I know Bearman found out. Do you know what I mean? Because we were supposed to go somewhere, and we didn't. Because obviously I got rapped, and I think someone else got rapped for something else. But I remember my dad didn't really care. Like when he come and pull me out, or whatever, he didn't really tell me off or whatever. Like, but as I said, we didn't have that relationship like that. So that I got arrested for. And then string of things I was getting arrested for up until 2008 before I went to jail. I was getting arrested for TDA, assault, affray, and I was getting caught for TDA 3-4 times. Do you know what I mean? So and then affray and a common assault, being in a public area with too many people and all them kind of weird things like that. Remember that time they had two people you can't roll or something. Remember they had that, it was a section, what was it, it was section 3 or section 4 or something. They had some section anyway. So there was the bridge which leads to Ladywell. Yeah, you got that bridge there. So from that point all the way over to the roundabout, if you're caught with anyone more than 2 to 3 people, they have the right to search you. I remember they had that for like 6 months. Because at that point, we was rolling, everyone was always, middle of the night, you'd be at McDonald's, and a fight would happen, or this would happen, whatever, but something would happen. So I think it got to the point where they said, nah, that's it. In between this area here, if you're caught with more than 2 to 3 people, you're getting arrested. You're getting searched bare times because of that. But they took advantage of that, because even if you was one man deep, they'll still stop you. Yeah, do you know?
They'll say there was a robbery that happened.
And it never happened. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They'll stop you. So
happened bare times.
it's just a way to log your name regularly.
Yeah.
And they'll
And link you with who, link you with this person, link you with that person, and then, do you know what I mean? So as I said, I got arrested so many times, and then finally I got arrested for this, for the murder charge. And when that happened, it felt like I went jail, because so many things that I actually had done and things that I actually had gotten away with, it was like, all right, we need to settle you down. This is how it's going to settle you down. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a religious person, but I feel like I'm more of a person who thinks that those types of things can happen to you, where a sign can happen to you to say like, all right, cool, Mitch, you've been arrested 12 odd times now in the space of a year and a half. That's outrageous. You gonna carry on this, or are you gonna settle down? Obviously, you're a kid, you're not thinking like that. Bang! All right, here you go. Here's the biggest thing you can get arrested for, because you've been arrested for everything else now. I'm gonna give it a big one. And you think to yourself, you know, bro, I'm in jail for murder, fam. And then you hear your name read on the news. I remember October. It was in October, and you was on a different wing at this point. I was on Raven. You would go, because I don't know if you were still in. But it was 2 months after I come in. So I went in September. October. I got to I was on Raven at this point. 2008, and I remember my name was read out on the news, and I was like, nah, this is wild. Yeah. This is actually like, this isn't like a joke thing with my boys, or I got arrested and you say, hey Mitch, what happened? Oh man, I was in jail for 24 hours, man. I'm just, yeah, here's what it is. This is, no, Mitchell Elliott has been charged with blah blah blah. Murder. Whoa, yeah, that's real. That's real. That's, you know what I mean. So when that happened, I got down a bit.
But take it back a bit.
Go on.
Because obviously you've gone straight to prison.
Yeah.
Take it back to even being arrested. You've been charged.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't realise it's only when you're in the cell.
They think it's been, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. So when the incident first happened, I was going to a shubs. Do you know what I mean? I was going to a quick shubbins. You know how shubbins were. Every Friday, every Saturday, man, then we'll go to a little party here, little party there, whatever, blah blah blah. And I just got caught up in a madness with brothers that I don't even know. Yeah. They were all blacked out, whatever, and then started trying to fight me, and I've ducked out. And at that point, when I've ducked out and I've got back to a safe area, someone said to me, Mitch, you're covered in blood. And I was like, raw, what the hell? And I looked at my arm, fattest gash on my arm. I was like, when did that happen? Do you know what I mean? I'm not even, but adrenaline's got me through the situation, because I was thinking, right, man's just been like bored in my hand or whatever. And then it was a good 3 months, I think, after I got arrested. Come to my mum's house, 7 a.m, as they usually do, you know how it goes. 7 a.m. Mitchell, you've been arrested for the murder of blah, 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 whatever. Took half my wardrobe and all that kind of stuff. And then I wasn't charged until... So I was arrested in September 07, and I weren't charged until September 08. So I was on bail for a year. Hadn't ran away, hadn't thought of thinking, always on time every time they asked me to come back, always forthwilling with information that I need to give them, whatever, blah, 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 of why I was there and how it happened, blah, blah, blah. And then next minute... You never
thought you would get charged for it?
I never thought I'd get charged for it. When I got charged, my head spun.
I can imagine.
My head spun. So I was there and I was like, we're charging you, blah, 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 and we're not giving you bail. And I was like, what, like, I ain't ducking that. When they said that, blah, my head just went, that I actually felt my equilibrium. You know when someone punches you in the ear, your equilibrium kind of goes off. I felt raw. I was like, wait, can I sit down? Sat down. I was like, can I have a cup of water? I was like, what? I was like to my sister, what? They're not bailing me. And he's like, yeah, I don't know why. They don't really have whatever to not bail you, but they're not bailing you. I remember it was a good 2 days, I think, before I even got to Feltham. Got Feltham, sitting down, and I was thinking, I've just been charged with murder, fam. This is real. 5 minutes later, who walks in? Him.
It was your fault. He said it the same as school.
5 minutes later, who walks in? Afro, wedge. Oh no.
Kingfisher. That was the introduction wing.
That was the introduction wing, yeah.
And I was in Hyden at the time.
Yeah.
And I got moved over to Feltham after that, and I saw you. When I heard you was in, you know, like there's certain people you know from school. You would never think Mitch. Do you know what I mean? He's like the joker, the funny guy. Yeah. So to put a murder next to your name for me was like, what? Yeah.
As I said, listen, man, I've done many bad things in my life that I'm sorry for, and I wish I didn't do, and stuff like that. But I never thought I'd ever get hit with that. You know what I mean? I never thought I'd ever get hit with something like that. But as I said, when you're in and around that type of situation, most of your friends and especially in South London always felt to me very. Anywhere you went in South London, I felt hostile. Anywhere I went in South London, felt very like. Felt trapped. It was like a trap type of thing. So
South London, bro, like honestly, I'm just deep in it now. And obviously I was a lot younger than you guys, 3-4 years. But you literally couldn't leave. If you lived in Deptford, you couldn't leave Deptford. If you lived anywhere
that's how, 100%.
Anywhere in the borough, you couldn't go anywhere else, if that makes sense. You were kind of within 1 mile radius. That's the whole world, basically.
Yeah. And that's how it felt. As I said, it felt like very like.
You had to be on your toes everywhere.
Anywhere you went.
Let's find out what happened to Mitch after he went to jail for murder.